Okay. I know a lot of news happening around the world. Certain things are a little disturbing where we keep watching out. However, it is days keep moving on. Let's pray for a good thing for the people around, where people calm down, talk and resolve the situations. All right. Let's look for that betterment. At the same time, let's look out for things at our side as well, in the sense of improvement and growth. Okay, good. Good to see you.
Hi.
Sri Kumaresh.
Good evening. Good evening, Sriram.
Hi, Sriram. Hi, all.
Okay, great. Hello, everyone. By the way, thanks all for the people here. And this is a refreshment session we conduct. Usually we do on Fridays. Last few weeks we missed out with too many things, but again we are starting up again. This will be 45 minutes to 1 hour where we talk about any topic. In the sense, we pick up a topic for a week and we talk about it. So this week we're picking up a topic about agile planning, which is a lot of questions and a lot of thoughts on that. In fact, many learned really well what is planning, but still we'll talk some concepts from where it came, why we're doing like this. Is this planning only for IT or some other industry also? Right, we'll go for it. Before that, thanks to everyone. I'm just going to watch out people from YouTube also, if anyone here. People from YouTube, let me check out. Everything is good there. All right. People from YouTube, thanks a lot for people around there. Right, let's get inside. So people in the cam, and can you please put your cam and mic off mode? We'll come back again. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get to screen sharing. So what I want from you is a confirmation once I share the screen that audio, video on screen is good. What I have here. Okay, kindly confirm if things are good. You're able to watch out the video and you're able to get things around. All right, I got confirmation from some of them. Okay, good news to people around. I have a bunch of people who cleared PMP the last few weeks. In fact, last couple of days, many cleared PMP, few cleared PMI-ACP, and some of them cleared Scaled Agile. So, Sriram, why I have to tell this today? Why I have to tell? Because these are the courses which is happening in the market. If you are into management and leadership, question here is, do I need to get all or any one is sufficient? It depends on your corporate model. It depends on the project size. It depends on your years of experience. So a lot of factors are there. On a good note, I usually prefer having few certificates with you. The reason is competition is very high because qualified people are very high and skillful people are very high. So how could your resume will be chosen for an interview? In the interview, you will rock. Okay, you're going to make a good show. But first, your interview should be called, right? So what is happening is if you possess some of these certificates, chances are your resume can get inside, right? With this, we'll get in. So what is the message today talking about agile planning? Agile planning is part of all these three topics. Once I used to talk only for any agile courses like ACP or Scaled Agile. Now happily I can talk for PMP. I have agile planning. ACP, I have agile planning. Scaled Agile, I have a massive level of planning. So if anyone here want to tell that, hey, really agile has a planning? I thought agile will happen just like that. If you feel it's a wrong assumption, it's a myth. Agile has amazing planning. In fact, agile does more planning than predictive project. Okay, we'll talk more about this in the class today, but this will get inside. Okay, quick capturing of Kickstart. One interesting thing I was reading about, when you visualize, then you materialize. This is really good. Talking about visualization or visualizing what you want to be. When you visualize, then you materialize. In the sense, you frame an image in your mind. Why I want to tell this today, you are being the manager. You want to be to the next level in your corporate life. You want to be better in your personal life. Certain things should be visualized. Of course, a lot of news around you. Too many news also will spoil you. So with limited news, with that, you have to have your own thought process. You can be the person who can change things in the world. Now, point here is, are you thinking about it? Are you able to do about it? No, Shriram, Monday to Friday, I'm pulled up all the direction. I don't know where I am, what I'm doing. This is the answer of many of us. And how can you come out of it? In the sense, you have to have a habit of every day or every week, at least once, think of what is best for you. It could be a good long walk, maybe staying with your family and go and meet your good friends. Maybe spiritual belief, go for a spiritual thing, or maybe exercise, reading books and working for new interviews, new jobs. Some changes which can take you to that visualization will drive your life better. If not, what happens is you keep clicking the same news channels, same reviews, same things, and life gets a routine, which is getting a little boring. So visualization is a process of creating and seeing a mental picture of the kind of thing you want to have or do. So what is the beauty of this is when you start visualizing, when you start doing that, what will happen is your subconscious mind starts believing it and your action starts accordingly. So that's the beauty of human brain. So let's materialize it. When we have it, why should we miss it, right? In your mobile, if you have a good application or app, you try to see what it is, right? So your brain has an application called visualization. Why don't you use and try? See. Yep. Okay, with this, we'll kickstart. All right, what is about the agile planning? Before I go for agile planning, I have to give some background behind this. In the sense, if somebody want to say that agile just start with a sprint, for people around think that I thought agile just start with a sprint or iteration. If you feel that, the answer is going to be no. If you think this is an area, maybe you spent most of your life as a scrum master. Really? Maybe you are CSM certified. Maybe your company not allowing you to think broader. But the real answer is sprint is only a small portion of work in an agile project. By the way, sprint is one of the framework or Scrum framework. If not, you have a Kanban, you have extreme programming, you have lean management. This is one of the reasons I recommend people don't stick with only Scrum, read other methodologies or framework also, if that's the case. So sprint stands here. So then where it is? Any project or any system starts at the top level. The top level is a strategy. Shriram, what is a strategy? Strategy could be at the organizational level. First, let me clarify certain thing. You and me may be working in a service company. What is service company? When an organization approaches, hey, can you do this for me? We will do it. Now, we are not part of this group, the strategy group. The reason is, of course, we do have a strategy, but let's talk about the strategy from the company where the work is originating. It may be Indian Railways want to automate certain things. They have a strategy. Amazon, they want to do some e-commerce or retail things. They have a strategy. Indian or a State Bank of India or American Express or Citibank, they want to do something. That bank has a strategy to be achieved, right? On their strategy, we are a component to do the work, where you and me become a manager or a scrum master. There it is. Of course, your company also has a strategy, how to earn money, what to do, how to grow. That's a different story. Let's talk about the product-oriented process to work on agile planning. So we talk about a strategy. Let's take example of a banking system or take about the retail like Amazon. They will have a strategy. The strategy should be a long term. Next 5 years, what's going to be there? In fact, starts with the vision, what is going to be there in 4-5 years, for which we have a strategy to achieve that vision. The strategy could be a long term, 2 years, 3 years. Tesla will have a lot of strategy to reach something about SpaceX. Alphabet will have a strategy to make Google the best, right? So now this is strategy now gets down level. What level is? It's called portfolio level. Now, what is portfolio level? People sitting here with me from PMP or project management, you may know portfolio is a vertical. It's a line of business in the organization. If I take Amazon has one of the portfolio retail business. One of the portfolio can be cloud server system. One of the portfolio could be they're working on automated vehicles. Now, your strategy of reaching the share value high, your strategy of increasing the revenue of Amazon, that strategy will go down to these portfolios. So Shriram, why are you explaining this today in agile planning? Why I want to explain is When you are getting a project sitting in your company like Accenture or Wipro or Infosys or some company, you are receiving that because somebody thought about that in strategy, because the portfolio of Amazon, portfolio of Google thought you have to do this. And that matures as a product. So, Sriram, do you mean that I will not participate in this? You mean I will not part of it? You may be part of it. I'm not saying no for it. But you have to understand, don't think only from this level. 2 week sprint, iteration, scrum. That's not the stage you have to think. If you want to become a leadership role, you have to think a little upper than that, from where it's coming. So if you're thinking about strategy portfolio, that's a high level. I took an example of, let's say, Amazon as a portfolio of e-commerce or retail system. That portfolio need a product. Now that is the product which you are using. I'm using maybe Amazon.com or could be some cloud platform. I'm using it. But this product is visualized. This product has a roadmap. This product has a release plan. And that release plan percolates down where it can work like a sprint. It can work like a Kanban. So point here is, every project, whether it's a predictive or adaptive, whatever it is, it has a vision, strategy, portfolio, product, release, it goes down. So message is, you are working in this day-to-day job where you do a daily scrum or a daily sprint or daily stand-up to understand how you are rolling on. So now, why I have to go this much distances? I want to tell you that planning happens at all levels. So you can question me, where is the planning here? It's very clear. It starts from this level. In fact, above this, the vision level. Every level has a planning. Every planning has some components to that, called as a time, could be money involved, resource involved, risk involved. You cannot tell without this, I'm doing this. We are. But the only difference in Agile is we don't put it a tight pack. We keep it little free. The reason is, we know this product market is so volatile. Things keep changing. So I don't want to keep it so tight. I keep it loose enough so that I can be a little flexible to play around. But my vision may not change. My strategy may not change. My portfolio will be the same. But inside that, what I want to do, depending on market demand, depending on market criteria, I can navigate. This is what any project team is doing. Now, Sriram, what I'm doing, if I'm sitting in the TCS kind of company, I'm sitting in an Accenture kind of company, I'm sitting in some company where I do service. We are receiving these requirements from the companies like where we call as originating company. They give the work to us and we do as a service and hand over to them. But Sriram, I'm working in a parent company. I'm working for Verizon. I'm working for AT&T, where I do my own product. Yes, you're part of the system already. If not, you're outside of the system and doing these things. So why I should know all these things? If you question me, it's better to know that. So you know the hierarchy from where it is coming. You should not have a blind belief. Agile means haphazard. No, Agile has all the stuff. Only thing is, they don't make a tight pack. They keep it a little loose enough so you can make it flexible, right? All right. How many of you agree that you have this kind of structure at your company? You have a strategy, portfolio, product. Have you at least viewed it, heard it in your company? Does it happen? Yeah. You cannot tell I'm working only for the sprint level, isn't it? Right. Very good. Happy to know that you are seeing that part. Okay, great. So message here is, you have to be knowing these information. Now, what is next to be known? Let's go a little more down. What is this, man? What is this, a sport? Do anyone know this sport? Of course, we know Shriram, ski. We do ski, okay? Okay, now there is a question. A person is going to do ski and standing nearly a large 500,000 foot high there, standing there in the mountain steep level. And one person is asking the other guy who is going to do the ski, asking him, do you know the plan? Where are you going to reach the end? Will you have a plan? This is how I'm going to ski and reach down. For this question, what can be the answer from the guy or the person going to ski? The person going to ski now, go down. It could be a number of meters or kilometers. or miles. But if the question is, do you know the end point? The answer may be yes, I know the end point. But do you have a plan to reach that end point? Now, what can be the answer? Will that be a rigid plan or flexible plan? What is your thought? What do you think could be? Right. People are saying flexible plan. But do you think this person will have the end goal in the mind? The destination should be there? Obviously, Shriram. Without destination, somebody cannot go. Maybe in the James Bond movie, James Bond with all the blazer, tight shirt wearing, this guy will go without end goal. But we can't go. We will have an end goal where to go. The vision is clear. That's a goal I'm going to reach. Then how do you navigate, Shriram? This is so much bad. You are telling that without plan, you want me to start. The answer is no. If you ask the ski guy will look from here. Maybe he or she can see 100 to 200 meters distance. There, they will have a point. That's the first point I have to reach. Could be a tree there. Could be a flag there. Could be some pole there. And this person sees that 500 meters as a first point to reach. From there, take left, possibly with your speed. Do I make some sense? Is that the ski can work? I never skied. I never been to the place where ski happens. But looking at this, can you make an imagination in a slope of a mountain I'm standing? I may not have a rigid plan. This is how I'm going to ski. Whereas I can know 600 foot down there, there is a point, flag, where I can reach that point first. From there, take a left, take a right. Provided based on your speed, based on your feedback, based on your performance. If it's going so pathetically bad, you slow down. You put your stick down and slow down, right? You know, why are you bringing this example? The example why I'm bringing is we are living in some of the products, which is like a soft snow layer, which has a lot of reflection. You know, the ski or a snow, the reflection is a big problem. The sunlight will beam post on your face. You cannot see the ground properly. Now we are working in a ground platform, which is unstable, which is so much flexible enough to turn left and right. I'm not talking for a product which is so fixed, clear enough. There we don't need to inject the agile. Don't do that. Don't push the agile on them. I'm talking for the agile where it is some place where it is flexible like this. So if that's the case, I can reach 600 meters, take a left turn, again another 500 meters, 300 meters, 400 meters. So point is, I have the end goal in my mind. The vision is clear. I have to reach it. But what I do, I have to navigate based on the feedback, based on my speed, based on my performance. But initially, I have something in my mind. Why I want to bring this here is, you should not think a ski person doesn't have anything in mind. Just ski. No. He or she has in mind 500 meters first point, 1000 meters next point without getting hurt, injured. So risk factor is calculated. Speed is calculated. If you reduce the speed, you can reduce it. Okay. Of course, this all example, too much of analogy, no need to put here. But the point is you have to understand that your product design starts with the vision, starts with the roadmap, starts with the initial start, and then start navigating, right? I believe most of you work like this, isn't it? Anyone here? Hey, this is how I'm working, man. I know the end goal, but I don't put a big plan. I know the next sprint. I know 2 more sprints. I know 3 more sprints. This is how I'm working. Even in construction nowadays, that's how they're working. Anyone here from construction or infrastructure, where once upon a time the plan is to be very rigid? Even now the rigid plans are there, but still they're keeping it little flexible, because customer comes with the changes, government comes with the changes. Look at the tension happening in the international geopolitics. We don't know where the ball is going to change, which we have not witnessed so far. Your parents have not witnessed. We have not witnessed. I think this generation, we are seeing everything. We are seeing the pandemic, we are seeing a war, we think worse, all are happening. But things are changing. You cannot tell it will be same way. Within 1 week, everything will change. Everybody shake hands. We are happy. We won't have fight. No more war. Things can change. Anything can change anything in this world. So point here is how you navigate is very important. But Shriram, I'm just an executing person. Why should I know this? You are the project manager. The world is believing you. Amazon may be the strategy setting person. Amazon may have a roadmap. But who will do this? Your team will do this, but you should have the clarity how it should done. Then only you will be the super manager, and that's what the life goes, right? Good. Let's go a little more. All right. Let's talk few factors in agile planning. Maybe if you have a pen and pencil, you can note down. There are three factors in agile planning. One is on the product level planning, release level planning, sprint level planning. If you are from a Scrum background, we use mostly the word sprint. If you are a person who learned agile little broader, you will use a word called iteration or iteration. Based on the country, how do you pronounce iteration or iteration? Now, why these three things? Beyond this, anything, yeah, it is there, but let's not go too much. Let's have a better view. First, product level planning. You can see the order itself very clear. Product level, release level, sprint level. Now we have to know who all will involve, what will be the input, what will be the output. Once again, why I should learn this, Shriram? Because you are a project manager, agile manager, scrum master, release train engineer. You can become a director of the company. You may be the CEO. You may be the product owner. You may be a developer still, or a resource still. You should know this. One or other day, it's going to knock your door. If you're going to tell that I don't want to learn this, I want to be just an employee, nobody can stop you. But still, learning this makes you think broader. You should not think only sprint, think broader. So you will ask more questions when you sit for a discussion with your customer. All right, let's talk some factors about product planning. You can see certain things in this image. You will see people, you will see some worker related, you will see some outcomes. Let's see some factors about it. People. When you say product, obviously with the description, what I gave the last 15 minutes, like a ski person having a long vision, like a company like Amazon or a Google or Tesla, they have a product in mind, right? I'm talking about after strategy, after portfolio, product comes. Because in Amazon, cloud is a portfolio. Retail business is a portfolio. If I go to Tata in India, Tata company, Tata Finance is a portfolio. Tata Motors is a portfolio. After coming to the portfolio, you will have a plan to do this. So what will happen to the next portfolio, Shriram? They will do the same way there. But point here, you have to understand portfolio-wise products will be there in a bigger organization. It's a small organization, only one product, only one portfolio. That's fine. Now the message is how things will work out. Let's see here. Some stakeholders of this company who has this product going to be launched. And you can have others. When I say others, it could be SMEs or experts in the market, right? Subject matter experts or product designers, idea-oriented people. Sometimes Scrum teams can be there. In this, if you see the dotted lines are optional people, whereas this guy will be there, the product owner who knows the business about it. We are not fighting for the rule, who will be there, who will not be there. That's not our game today. The game today is what to do with the plan. Now, plan is, if you see inputs, if you see initial idea, look at here, only idea, nothing big than that. Idea could be anywhere. In the sense of in the cafeteria, you talk with somebody, you get an idea. Suddenly you get an idea, wow, let's do this. You get some thought process, right? So ideas and planning horizon, okay, talk about where to invest the fund. What is a better place to put the fund? Completion date, budget, right? A confidence threshold. If you see nothing here concrete, which you and me work everyday life. This is all done by the portfolio level, top level executives. Now with this, what they're trying to do is they are going to create some vision, what we want to achieve for that product vision. If I say there is shoppingcart.com, shopping cart, how the shopping cart should look like? It will have, I usually pull this example about a shopping cart will have groceries, textiles, electronics. These all should be purchasable. Now that's a vision. This is what it's going to be. When? Maybe 2 years from now, 3 years from now, yeah, or maybe 1 year. Now this vision is something, end state, a future state. Vision means what? Future state. In future, this is how it's going to be. Now for this, what is happening here is you have a vision. And in order to achieve this vision, now there is a reason of inviting these guys. Why? Now they know a little bit about how to do this. They know a little bit about these kind of products they would have seen in past experience, right? The historical record, something, some knowledge that can help us to put some product backlog. Shriram, what is this product backlog? People with me with the classes, you would have observed, backlog is a collection of work to be done, right? Collection of work. Not all the work elaborated, some are elaborated, some are not elaborated. I usually give the analogy of a refrigerator at your home. In your refrigerator, you have a lot of items. Do you eat all the items same day? No. Whenever I want something for my breakfast, I pull it out. Whenever I something want for the evening snacks, I pull it some. That to Friday evening, Friday night, something special will be the door, right? Something in the door. That's also interesting. So point here is you will pull something which is interesting for you that time. High priority, right? So product backlog is a collection of work. Now point here is you have to observe something here. We are talking about product planning. Here we will not talk about user stories. Probably we'll talk about big pieces which can be a future work, maybe epics, maybe features. We'll talk something at the high big pieces which will be part of product backlog, right? If I talk about the shoppingcart.com, we'll have grocery as one item, textile as one item, or could be you talk about electronics as one item. So 3 will be there. Now message here is you create a plan. This plan either Scrum team will work. I believe it's not happening. Most of the time it happens at a little top level, high level, product management team, right? Subject matter experts, product owners, some senior managers, Scrum master who is a little more expertise people. They are invited for these discussions. They take all these inputs, ideas, thought process and put into some backlog. And then they create a roadmap. Roadmap is a milestone. What I achieve next, milestones, right? After 500 miles, there is a coffee shop. After 600 miles, what it is? There's a toll gate. You tell about the milestones, what's going to be there. Shriram, it looks like predictive, man. You're telling everything. No. Watch out here. In product backlog, I have a high level piece, but I don't know the full detail. In predictive, you will take this, elaborate it. Is that right? Anyone here from predictive? You first day or first month, you sit and elaborate it. Because I know the work properly, so I can elaborate. But here I'm not elaborating. I'm just putting a big piece. Why? I will talk in the next level. We talk about release. Now, message here is strategy, product, or portfolio. After that, they make this kind of work. You and me may not need to involve here. Not necessarily. But understand that this happens so that only you can move to the next stages. You should not think sprint just starts. No, it should be done this way for a bigger product. But Shriram, I have a mobile application, which is going to show something very simple. Maybe my body temperature or BP, something it has to show. A very small level of work. For this, I don't think you have to do all this stuff. Maybe you will have 1 or 2, 3 items to do. Maybe 2, 3 weeks, you'll complete it. I don't think you have to elaborate this way. I'm talking for some of the products which is bigger in market. You and me in this room, 90% of people work in a bigger product. At least I am working in some of the financial institution products, which is very massive in size, which will go for 2 years, 3 years, keep going, right? Let's go a little more. What I'm talking is for common for PMP, ACP, and SAFE. Okay. Now, let's talk about release planning. What you saw just now is before this, what you saw is a product. Sorry. You saw the product, right? You saw the product vision. You see on the left, on the right side, you see product vision, and you have a product backlog and roadmap. Anything solid here with the time and money? No, I don't think we have to talk right now. They will have in mind, but let's not put that right now. Now, what they do is after which now they get little mature. The little mature is called release planning. Now, as you know, this is for the product. As you know, these big pieces are the one going to be delivered over a period of time. Now, your product backlog gets a little more better. They call us story workshops, feature workshop. I believe somebody in this room would have done this. They call workshops. Before a project starts, a workshop session will happen in a good environment. What they do is they'll spend time to elaborate the work. Shriram, again, you're talking about predictive model. No. Not all the work in the near future. If it's a 2 years of project, for next 3 months, I'll have something. But Shriram, I thought Agile means on the day morning while I'm brushing, only think about something on project. Is it? After putting the Colgate paste, brushing, let's think what to do today. If you think like that, no. These guys are putting money in that, right? Money, people, all are there. You cannot think while you're brushing in the morning. You should have detail already in place. If you're going to do that, you should be super genius. Okay. Super genius guy can think while brushing. No, we are talking something which has some plan to be there. Okay. In the name of Agile, don't kill the project manager. We have to do something little work. So what to do here is you elaborate some work called workshop, but not all. Not all. We get the release plans, ideas, maybe release 1 or release 0.5. What all constitutes of release? In a quarter 1, these all could be released, right? In quarter 2, these all could be released. Now, Shriram, what is this release? A release is a combination of few sprints. So, Shriram, first of all, I don't know what is sprint, man. Sprint or iteration could be a time box, could be 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or 4 weeks. Team going to join together, do some set of work. Now, imagine this sprint is 2 weeks. 2 weeks is a 10 days of time. So we have another 2, another 2, another 2, hardly 10, 20, 30, 40, hardly 2 months of time. Your 2 months becoming a one release. But you can see some companies go by 3 months as one release. Anyone here have that kind of release system? If you have a release system like that, it means your company is following a systematic approach. It called as a cadence approach. A systematic way, every 3 months, they give a release to the market. But Shriram, this is so bad you are talking, man. We are talking Agile. You are telling market will keep on volatile changing. You are telling that work will keep on change based on that will make updates. Now you are telling I will give only 3 months release. It almost looks like predictive, man. Are we really in Agile? If you question me, valuable question. If you ask that question, your valuable question. Let's see some factors about that also. Look at here. Release of various variety of release are there. We have to understand that. So if you see release after multiple sprints, some companies, what they do is it's very expensive that every time you cannot take to the market. They will accumulate it, take to market. Sprint 1, sprint 2, sprint 3, it delivers some features. They put things together and take to market. For example, Zoom. If you see Zoom gives updates not every day. Maybe 2-3 weeks once. Leave Zoom. Let's go to Windows update, the fantastic update. Until previous night, your Windows will work properly. The moment you run update, what will happen? It will not boot, right? Okay. I'm so scared to give this update, but nowadays it's fine. Last 2 years, I feel it's fine. Before they were so scared. There is something called Windows XP, or before that Windows something was there. Vista, pretty scary. If you run the update, it will be shut down. Okay, now, if you see those updates, they'll have some timeline. They will not update just like that. Every quarter, every 2 months, or 1 month, they'll give an update. It's something, an accumulation of work to send to the market, because your update will shake down the system. Your customer base is very big, very huge. You cannot give update every day. Your customer will bug you, right? So they accumulate and do that. That's one set of releases. Even today, many companies follow that, specifically in the banking system. Just like that, they have some release time to do that, because bank, anything goes wrong, kadam, right? You have to be very careful. So now, other way of release, what is that, Shriram? Every sprint you can release. Beautiful, right? Every sprint means, but Shriram, ideally, every sprint you have to release, right? No, there is nothing ideal like that. Every sprint, you will have some deliverable. That deliverable goes to your customer, but customer decides to release to the end user. Oh man, this is confusing, man. You are telling customer, you're telling end user. Who's that? Customer could be the provisional store near to your home, but you are the end user going and buying that rice or grains and cooking it, isn't it? So the farmer gives to the retail store from where you're getting. Same way, sprint, whenever you do something, a deliverable comes out. That doesn't mean it has to go to the end user immediately. They can hold it, right? But still some organizations go by sprint. Sprint, I said, it can be called as iteration or iteration. Could be 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, or 4 week. Let's take 2 weeks. There are organizations, every 2 weeks release goes to the market. Why so? There is a demand. If you example the Facebook or WhatsApp, I can see few updates keep happening regularly. Now, what is the beauty here is, the more quicker you go to the market, better you don't accumulate the risk for you. We'll talk that in a different session. I'll talk about throughput. There is something called throughput. In scaled Agile, they insist more on that. Don't create a storage. Push it, keep push it. The more you store, weight is very high. When the weight is very high, Errors are high. When the errors are high, system will fall down. So you keep pushing regularly. For this reason only, we have the automation system called as a DevOps. If you heard about it, anyone from IT will get it. If you're not from IT, just leave it, because we introduce a robotics technology process to push it fast, no manual effort. Okay, non-IT people, just forget it. It's talk about release every sprint, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. Okay, this is one criteria. What is the other criteria? This is a super criteria. Release every feature. The moment a feature is ready, it goes to the market. Netflix, the moment they get a feature, they release it. Tesla, they have a lot of automated content coming up. They push it immediately. It means this feature is highly demanded market. They want it right now, right? For example, let's say Google Meet is there. In Google Meet, I think 1 year back, 2 years back, they made us that we announced a new feature where the program organizer can mute all the people. It means what happened is school students were unmuting and keep on shouting against a teacher. The teacher could not run the class, the online classes, so they have to mute all. This is a basic feature in Zoom, but Google took little time to implement it. Of course, they did it on the time. But my point here is the feature has to go immediately. You cannot wait for a beautiful Valentine's Day to release it. You cannot wait for some other day, Christmas, to release it. No, right now. So there are certain features has to go fast. So releases can be based on accumulated sprint basis or continuous delivery. They call us CI/CD, continuous integration, continuous delivery model. I'm talking little on IT segment itself. People from non-IT will feel that what's happening here, right? You can take your restaurant. When you go to restaurant, sometime your order comes as an accumulated. When you go as a bunch of people and order that, don't disturb us now, give us 15 minutes time, you want to chit chat here, bring all the food when it is ready. Could be there could be some restaurant, the moment the soup is ready, it will be on your table, you will be tasting it, meantime starters comes out. Possible, right? So messages, you do it, but depending on your customer necessity. Don't force agile where that is not needed. Because everybody talking, you should not do that. It is useful, do that. But message here is they're trying to, the planning happens. Now I'll go a little back on the planning. All right. So what is the message here is, all right. So we saw product level planning, high level. We saw release level, there is some discussion. Now you understood what that does mean by release. Now, if you see this point, release 0.5, it has few content which can come from these sprints to be released. Now, Shriram, you say the topic is agile planning. Now, why are you explaining all these concepts? You ask me. Do you think you can do your sprint without doing these kind of plannings? Do you think so? If you are working in a bigger project, imagine you work in a bigger system. Straight away, you start with the sprint 1, sprint 2, sprint 3 without doing these stuffs. You should know this. But Shriram, you are telling that we will not have a clarity of the work. Then how do you do that? Yes, you will not have a clarity, but you will do progressive elaboration. If you have a paper pencil, note down, it's called progressive elaboration. How to explain the progressive elaboration? It is something like a torch getting to a dark room. You switch on a torch, you will see only 2 meters of distance. Will you stand there? No, you will move forward. As you move forward, light travels with you. Now you will see another 2 meters. Travel another 2 meters. It's called progressive elaboration in market for a long time. You'll see this in PMBOK 5th edition, PMBOK 6th edition, Agile books, wherever it is. Now, message here is you need a plan like this. But how do I make it, Shriram? You should have a tentative idea. That vision should be there. That roadmap should be there. Without that, nobody starts a work. This will be there. Then only you can sign a contract for 2.5 million. Without that, how do they sign a contract for getting to a project? You need a contract, isn't it? All right, let's go a little more. Good. Now let's go to the sprint level. Now, this is the plan you and me would have witnessed lot in our life. So you saw something about a strategy, portfolio, product, then came release level. Now you may ask me the question, Shriram, being a Scrum Master, do you think I have to do all this work? Because for me, they tell me, backlog is ready, start the work. If you are stuck like that, yes, you may not get an opportunity to work like that. But if you are a senior Scrum Master, project manager, agile manager, product owner, director, you get a lot of opportunity to talk about that. You can question, you have all the rights to question back how this release plan is made, how many releases we are going to the market. I say the shoppingcart.com has to go for a grocery. I have to go for textile. I have to go for electronics. Can I go for 3 releases? The top level management says, why 3 releases? 2 releases. Combine grocery and textile, make electronics as a separate release. So when you want to go for it, there is a milestone. We want to go by, let's say, Christmas. Christmas is the time we want to launch it. So you have to know the event when they're going to go for it. There is a vision, there is an event, there is a time. Now, these all combined going to help. But Shriram, you're talking to me as if I'm a project manager. Yes, you are. Now I'm seeing a lot of books telling that Scrum Master is a part-time role. Once upon a time, they said it's a main role. The same group now telling it's a part-time role, because just you organizing a team, it's not a big effort. They're telling that you have to part of these discussions also, understand what is happening. You should know onboarding the people, offboarding the people, educate them, train them. Team-related conflict issues you have to handle, isn't it? Can you stay away telling I'm Scrum Master? Yeah, I will come only for daily stand-up. Apart from that, don't ask me. Can anyone say this like that in your room? I have a lot of Scrum Masters sitting here, a lot of managers sitting here. You will not tell I will do only the project work. You have to handle other factors also. The same way you should have the knowledge of how the project is coming down. Now again, reminding you back, you may be from the service company. You may be from Accenture. You may be from X and Y. You are asked to do. So how do I know this, Shriram? You have to go back to your customer and ask them, where is your product roadmap? Where is your release planning? What is a roadmap? They say, why should you know? I should know. I'm the system manager here. I should know the track. Then I can plan my system properly. If you want your system to run free, error-free, I will give you ideas. Show me the plan. That's very important. Of late, this conversation not happening well, because they're thinking that this Scrum team meant for only Scrum activity, one Kanban activity, nothing more. Big picture should be that. This is why they call us information radiator. Shriram, nobody's giving to me. Nobody will come and give to you. You have to research and find. It is available. Every websites of Jira or whatever tool you use, Microsoft Project, everything has this roadmap, release plan. You have to take effort and learn it. If it is not there, you have the responsibility to question, where is it? Please, can you explain? Right? That's very important. Now, coming back to the sprint part, let's talk quickly on the sprint side. Now, what is happening in the sprint? If somebody new here, again, I repeat, sprint is also called as iterations or iterations. Why I tell both English, some are British English, some are US English, Russian English, all English are here. So iteration or iteration, now messages on the short duration, on a time box, what we have to do. Since you traveled all the way to the roadmap and other factors, now you have something with you. That something is called as product backlog. Now your refrigerator, the analogy, where it's properly organized. Initially, you had all our big pieces. Now you cut down into small pieces. You found the dependency between the pieces. You know the complexity of the pieces. You packed it properly. You ordered it properly. You kept in the refrigerator because you traveled all the way. Vision, product, release, milestone, roadmap. Now you know what has to be in the front, what has to be in the back, isn't it? Still, in our home, in the refrigerator, it will be in a messy form. Don't go and see the refrigerator today. It will be so bad. Some home refrigerator open, something will come and fall on a foot. Have you seen that? So now this product backlog has those information. Now, message here is, how do you do the planning? By the question here is, Shriram, I don't have a project manager here. Who will plan? For somebody new to Agile, in Agile, the beautiful thing is project manager is not there. Then who is there? Everyone become a project manager in planning situation. In the sense, everyone contributes. What do you mean by everyone, Shriram? They use a word Scrum team. Here, the team means the product owner, the representative of the customer. I said about Accenture, or I said about American Express or Amazon or Indian Railways. Their representative will be in your company because they only know the business properly. You will have a Scrum Master. The person is like PT Master. This guy will be the one driving the show. And the team members who have a technical knowledge will be there. No, they use the word team. The reason is collectively they will agree for a sprint goal. So every sprint planning should have a sprint goal. Shriram, what is a sprint goal? In this 10 days, what we are going to achieve? A goal oriented. I would have said in some of our classes, human brain works amazingly when you set a goal. If you know this is what you want to achieve, accordingly you'll work. If you want to achieve PMP, accordingly. If you want to be fit, I will do this. So point is your brain works amazingly great when the goal is set. So a product owner comes with the initial plan of a goal. Hey guys, if a sprint is 2 weeks, next 10 days, this is what I'm expecting to be achieved. Expecting, not forcing you. Now team can question them back. Why you think this goal? Why not this? All will happen. So they may a little bit modify here and there and a goal is ready. Once a goal is ready, now team will pull out the top priority items here, which will map with the goal. Who will pull it? Team will pull it. Nobody will assign the work. But today, go and see any company, Scrum Master assign the work to the team members. Because these all guys came from management role. Little tough. We should not do that. Team picks up the work. Team picks up the work. I'll talk in the class about if somebody new to the system, I'll talk about the class about servant leadership later. Now, point here is when the end of this sprint planning, a sprint planning goes for 4 hours of time. If it's a 2 weeks of sprint, 4 hours. Shriram, isn't a hard rule? No, not a hard rule, but recommendation 4 hours sufficient. For 10 days, 4 hours is sufficient, isn't it? So 4 hours, if you sit and talk, they'll bring up a goal, they'll bring up a backlog, what work we are going to do, and how we are going to do, based on the team's availability and capacity. And also, they look back the velocity. Velocity is their weightlifting ability. Team will have some weightlifting ability, right? In my team, if I have Arnold Schwarzenegger and Dwayne Johnson, my weightlifting is really good. In case I don't have such kind of people, my weightlifting will be different. So team to team, it will differ. Some team will be good weightlifting, some will be less weightlifting. That's fine. Whatever you have, that's fine. Nobody's going to chase you. Point is, you know the velocity. Based on the velocity, the work is get planned, right? Now the message here is how do I have to do this on the first sprint? Shriram, you're talking velocity will come from how much work completed, right? What about the first sprint? From the first sprint, what happens is usually they pull out some historical record, or they will see, is this work something like this available in the market? Somebody done like this? Mostly on the historical factor, provided the technology, the domain, and the people all matches. If not, there'll be a random attempt. So first sprint usually, or first iteration usually, you will not able to tell exactly this is what we will do. And again, you have to understand one thing in Agile. We will do only 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks of work. We are not going to plan for a whole 6 months. So even if you fail, you will fail immediately. You will learn out of it. Let's not go deep inside. That I'll explain in the classes when you come for the whole sprint, what they do. But message here is planning is a message. So you have a product level planning, release level planning, sprint level planning. So if you see segment by segment, it's coming down. Now, when you know the vision, when you know the product, when you know the release, when you know the sprint, now you are clear which work will fit in where. How do you say which work will fit in where? Let's see that also. If I come back again, if you see here, I'm telling that in this release 1, I want to bring these items to the market on 2007 quarter 2. So you mean it's a rigid plan? You can't change this? The answer is no, you can change it. Nobody says this is what it is. But tentatively, I feel this is the right one, right? This is what it is going to start with. But later things can change. Later things can add, remove. We are not making a rigid plan here. But at least for the first release, we will have a clarity. Here you may not make bigger change because you know near future. It's something like opening a torch light in a dark room. You know at least 2 meters of distance. That also, if you don't know, then it's a very complex project. Usually people know that. If you don't know, yeah, we learn it out of the mistakes. Agile don't say that that's wrong, we'll beat you, kill you. No, that's okay, man. You are learning. That's fine. Learn quick. That's important. You cannot tell them keep on learning all the sprint. No, not at all. All right, let's go a little more. Mrityunjay is putting a question. How do know velocity at start? I think I spoke about that, right, Mrityunjay? Now, from the past records, you pull it up if it matches. Okay, that's how it is. All right, let's talk some questions. I know we beat some stuff here. So quickly, what you understood is agile planning. It talks about some levels. I'll quickly go there and come back. If you watch out here, you may start from this level of planning. In this room, anyone here doing from this level? Product release, sprint, and daily. Is anyone in this room doing that? If you do that, you are in a good position that you have a clarity of things. But again, you have to agree with me. When you started your career, maybe you are up to this level only, isn't it? You are given a chance up to this level. Chances are you hear the stories, but you may not have clarity. You know this is what they want, but no clarity, right? So the more you go higher, the better you are. But again, if you even know the vision and strategy, why we do this, it has an amazing meaning, but it's a little hard. You won't get it that easily, but you can get it. Now I'll tell you something which makes it happen very possible in the market. Have you all heard about scaled agile? SAFE, scaled agile. If you heard about SAFE, what SAFE doing here is they make it very clear. They make planning every 3 months. They call us PI, program increment. In that planning, you have to talk about the strategy or a mindset. You will talk about portfolio. You will talk about product. Everything will be covered. They call us PI planning. So now SAFE is getting very popular in the market. One of the primary reason is it is not talking only for one team, one sprint. It is a talking for 3 months of work, including the vision and strategy of the organization, which is explained by the director of the company or CEO of the company. You cannot tell that I'm busy, I won't come for these meetings. You have to be there. If you're not there, then the PI will not move. So SAFE is getting more and more popular. The reason is that it has a full view, right? I'll talk some other day. I'll explain more about SAFE, or go to our YouTube channel. I would have given some details about SAFE. In fact, next Wednesday, I believe it's March 2nd, we have a session about scaled agile. Listen to the session. We'll give some more clarity. All right, good. So in fact, PMP talks so bigger than this. Let's come to that another day. All right. So now what I want to see is, I know in this room, some of them are agile experts, some are learning, some are very new. Let's take a couple of questions to see how much your brain can work on this area. Watch out this question. See if you can answer. Yeah. Rupal, Minal, good. Let's see some answers coming up. All right, answer starts coming out. One way to prepare for these questions is read the question carefully and read from the perspective of the person who is working. For example, a team is planning. Now you have to think you are a member of the team. You are a member of the team. Now read the question again. Let me give a little silence. Read the question again. I'm seeing answers jumping A and B. I think we can have a debate A and B. Okay, I'll add one more key point in the question. Always in the questions, you have to see what is a keyword. Let me listen to somebody here. What is the keyword in this question? I'm seeing in YouTube also A, B, and C also I'm seeing answer. All right. They're talking about which of the following is irrelevant considering the historical. Irrelevant. not relevant, irrelevant. To know what is irrelevant, first you should know relevant, isn't it? So the team is considering using historical value. Somebody rightly said that's a keyword here, historical value, to forecast a team's velocity. I think Mrityunjan was asking me the questions, right? How you do that? Team's velocity on this project. Okay. Which of the following is irrelevant? Before I tell irrelevant, something relevant you should tell. Can I look at the technology is the same? Do you think it's relevant? Do you think it's relevant? Relevant, right? I can see, is it the same technology we are going to work? Velocity means a team's ability. Is it the same thing? Yeah, same thing. Okay, very good. Next one. Is it the same domain? Domain means could be of a banking or automobile. Oh yeah, same domain. Make it relevant. So now C and D removed. In exam, watch out, elimination technique, remove. I would have given this logic. Maybe you like it or dislike it. You can think of it. Always I read the answer from the bottom. When I read the answer from the bottom, chances are I read all the answers. When I read from the top, I miss some answers. So if logic works, you can try it out. Okay, right. Let's go a little more. So now competition is between A and B. Now, when I say competition A and B, now you have to target it. How do you target it? You have to see they're asking about historical values for the forecast of team's velocity. Which of the following is irrelevant in this consideration? Is the working environment the same? When I say environment, your brain thinks about office environment. Is that so for some of you? You feel that? Some of you think that in office, that old cabin, washroom without water. That's not the environment. Okay. That could be one of the environment. Could be multiple other factors. It could be a factory outlet. It could place, or it could be the platform where you work. It could be the technology or a software. Multiple. It could be the same team members, same managers, right? Team culture, right? Their way of working. Could be all. Do you think that will play a role in deciding your velocity? Do you think that? Do you think that the way you communicate? I think it will play a role. I think it plays a major role, I believe. If you know the people well, yeah, that's a team going to work, man. So now tell me, if you want to re-vote again, now re-vote again, what will be a vote for you? A, B, where you go? Obviously, the answer is clear, Shriram. The answer is very clear. It's going to go for A, isn't it? That's what you see. All right. The answer is A. The reason, if you see here, a charter is a high-level project description. That is not going to help anyhow here. I think many people who done PMP long time or project management, very clear, right? Anyone here from PMP already? You say, hey, charter and all, we won't involve. It's a high-level detail. Something beyond the reach of this area, right? So people new here, charter is some high level. If you're not at, we'll learn the classes coming forward weeks. So message here is, don't worry about the answer. Even if you went wrong, that's fine. The message is how to read a question will help you to solve more questions. Would you be fine to solve one more question? If I give one more? Shriram, now I learned, man. Let me crack one more. Let's crack it. All right, one more this time. All right. All right. I think it's a good time there. By the way, in an exam, you'll get at least 1 minute, 20 seconds. I'm not giving that much of time. I'm giving a little time to you to read. I'm saying answers are going by A, many of them putting, some of them got it clearly. Some of you feel that others put A, I will also put A. Anyone here? Like I remember in college days, we go to a Hollywood movie. We don't understand the dialogue. Everyone clap the hands. You'll also, yeah, fantastic dialogue, man. Please don't do that. You try your own best. Okay. So answer here is, which of the following two tasks, they're asking two tasks, need to be completed prior to starting the next iteration. So it means a sprint is running. I said sprint and iteration are same. Sprint is running. Let's imagine fifth iteration. If you want to start fifth iteration or fifth sprint, fourth, what should have happened? Fourth, what should have happened? That's a question, isn't it? So iteration planning and retrospective. Do you think iteration planning and retrospective, do you think it's both the ends of a sprint, right? If you are from Agile background, you will tell, no way, man, no way, right? It won't work. Strikeout, gone. Release planning and iteration planning. Of course, this all will be there, but the message here is, which of the two following need to be completed prior to starting fifth iteration? I'm going and giving a number now. By number, your brain can work better. Fifth iteration. I don't think you have to work for C, isn't it? So C and D directly pulled out again. Now the competition is between A and B. Do you think backlog grooming and iteration planning should be completed? Do you think so? Some of you slightly tempted, isn't it? Slightly tempting. See, I feel backlog grooming should be. If you feel that, answer me this question. Do you think backlog grooming will be completed or is it ongoing? That will answer you. Grooming will be completed for a backlog or it's an ongoing. Is your refrigerator filled only once or it is ongoing? I have seen my mom grooming my refrigerator regularly. You've seen that? She will again and again touch the refrigerator every day, every week. Vegetable comes in, this comes in, grocery goes in, right? So grooming continuous. If that's the case, completion word goes out. By that knowledge, if you have it, gone. Now re-vote again if you get something. If you feel that, they're asking about completed means maybe a demonstration of a sprint 4 along with the retrospective makes better sense that I have an idea, my product is completed and incremented, and also my team did a retrospective of their improvement in the process, so that in the fifth iteration, I can accommodate those changes. Are you sure? But in Agile books, one thing you have to understand, by the way, you have to be a little careful. I'm putting some keywords here. So answer is A. Most of you went with A. Good. B, don't feel bad. I know grooming tempted you. I got your point. Now be a little careful now. It's not mandatory that every sprint has to show demonstration. Every sprint should be reviewed. It can be demonstration of some finished work, or it can be a review. Something you couldn't complete, there's a review will happen. So this is a new dialogue happening in the market, or properly explained, you will not get demonstration all the time. How many of you agree with me? Shriram, my sprint, after 20 sprint, only 5 sprint we show demo. Rest all sprint will just keep moving, isn't it? So there is no mandatory rule that you have to show demonstration. You can read a Scrum guide, you will get some idea. But in Agile books, they keep still maintaining demonstration, then you go for retrospective. Okay. Whenever I use the word Agile, I use the word Scrum, you may get a little confused. Scrum, Agile is a superset. Scrum is small portion of on that place, because Scrum has a proper guide. They tell this is what you have to follow. Agile, overall, it can talk for Kanban, it can talk for extreme programming, it can talk for lean management, right? That's a broad thing. There is a question from Ramachandran. Can a demonstration be in between the sprint? I believe he's asking a question because he read some article. The article says that don't wait till the end of the sprint. Wherever you get, you release. Is that right, Ramachandran? Your question comes from that article where you read. Is it so?
Yes, Shriram. Yes.
That article, again, you read some debate below that. The topic, they say that whenever work completed, release it. Okay. Don't wait for something. Whenever you complete something, show to the customer. Let them get the feedback. Then you make adjustments. And some people written below that, if you do like that, it means the team gets so much confused and deviated. You are not having a proper goal set. You are going to confuse the people. It's a two-way of debate happening. But answer your question, yes. Whenever you're done, you can release. This is as per the Scrum guide, but not by the Agile factor, because there is some debate still happening in the market. They're telling that if you are 10 days of sprint, but 7th day you completed, what you will do? Release it. They're saying amazing, great. And somebody writing below that, if you can't plan properly, what you will do in 10 days and you're doing in 7 days, are you guys clear with the goal? Or you guys know what to do? Don't you have any other work to pick up and do? So kind of a lot of debates happening. So answer your question, yes, book says give it. Okay. The article what you read, please read a little below that also, some debate on that. Okay, let's go a little more. One more question. Last question. Let's see it. A and B, huh? All right. Okay, I'll show you the prime goal or a primary goal. In Agile, somebody used the word primary. You should be very careful with one word. What is that? In Agile, somebody used the word primary. Close your eyes and look at the word. Do you see that? Do you see that? So value stands top priority when you talk about primary. So Shriram, what else goal? Goal can be more. Deliver the product in the least possible cost budget. Of course, everyone wants this, right? Who said no for it? Deliver all captured requirements in the smallest possible time. This is also possible. Do you think C and D are wrong answers? Do you see any wrong answers? I want it, man. Smallest possible. Yeah, I want the answer. Yeah, I want it smallest possible time. I want in the better time. I want in the better budget. Who said no for it? I want it. I'm not saying no. Develop a minimum viable product. Yes, MVP should be delivered. I'm not saying no for it. But the message is when conducting a release planning, release level, release, what releases has to go? They're asking, what should be the prime goal of the Agile team? The Agile team should goal is smallest increment that provide the highest value to the customer. So the release, what you saw, right? A release could be 1 sprint, could be 3 sprints, 4 sprints, or in a sprint a feature. Now, smallest increment, whatever is good, will give highest value. For you, it could be 4 sprints as one release. For me, 1 sprint could be release. But smallest increment, which can give immediate value. Makes sense, right? I think that makes sense. So it doesn't mean other answers are wrong. It's there. But the answer is prime goal. Could be secondary goals, but prime goal is this: the prime. The moment in Agile, if you see the word prime, important, look at the word value. Anywhere you see value, that could be the answer. You would analyze properly and answer. All right. Hope that gives some idea for you today. All right, great. Good thoughts. You got some clarity. I know we just kickstarted some of the learnings we do every Friday. We'll catch up more going forward with a lot of content. I want to kickstart things in this year. And I know we did something last month, and this month we're back again. Some of the courses we are running through could be for PMP, ACP, or SAFE, and all our goals with Agile, and PMP is a superstar top of that. PMP has a lot of things happening around. Be watchful. If you are not even going for certification, at least read about management. I'm seeing a lot of job opportunities in the market now related to management, but the questions will be very broad. Don't expect they'll ask only your cabin, your project. They want to see, are you aware of strategy setting? Are you aware of KPI, key performance indicators, right? Are you aware of objectives and key results, OKR? Are you aware of milestone setting? The questions are going there. You will tell, yes, I'm aware. Give a definition. No. How do you did it? Can you please explain? So questions are going deeper. For this reason, please spend time with certifications like PMP, which is higher value. If you are working in an Agile team, more than 3, 4, 5 teams, pick up SAFE. SAFE is really good. If you really want to learn what is Agile, Shriram, what is it, man? Depth. ACP is a right certificate, right? That explains the depth of the content. Everything has its own value, but take your time to read. Don't push all at the same time. Too many items will confuse you. Okay, right. That's about the PMP stuff coming up. So good stuff today. We kickstarted. I know I said 1 hour. I beat in 1 hour, 10 minutes. Let me give a little pastime here to listen to some of your questions. Do anyone have questions related to Agile, PMP, exams, Agile exams? By the people in the YouTube, LinkedIn, thanks for watching. All right, I'm seeing any questions there. Let's give a minute if you have any questions. All right, there is Hafa. Shall we get a basic session for PMP for beginners? Oh, I thought you are for PMP or ACP. Sorry if I missed to get you. PMP, yeah, you should be part of this class if you are so, yeah, PMP, we give it, right? So to answer you, yes, we do. Every month we have a session, and in this session, first session will be of basic about PMP. We talk about it. If in case you missed out, there is a recording sessions given in the YouTube channel. Please go to ShriLearning YouTube channel. You'll get a lot of details. Okay, that's great. Okay, Ranveer says, I'm new to Agile, need your support. Sure, Ranveer. Agile, I'll tell you one interesting thing. After learning Agile, people started feeling, wow, I'm liking Agile more than predictive model. No complication, pretty simple, straightforward, right? So in the classes, I'll explain you from the basics. You will get more detail. But for now, watch out some of our class video sessions. It'll be useful for you. Hey, Shri Kumaresh, thanks for being here. Nice. All right, good. I feel that's a good Friday. I mean, good Friday with a lot of learning today. Keep up the learning, keep up the momentum. In the beginning, I said a clue that visualize things, it will be good for you. So it could be for learning, your earning, health, have a big picture of what you want to achieve and start moving forward. How to do this, Sriram? Every day, spend 20 minutes of reading on the subject, what you pick up. 20 minutes is sufficient. That itself a big thing. With your age and with your work nature, your lifestyle, 20 minutes sitting with the book is the biggest thing you can do as a beginner. After that, you'll go to 1.5 hours, but start reading. Provided get a hard copy of the book. Don't sit with the laptop. One of the biggest deviator is a laptop. You click, you'll go wherever it is. Rather get one book, sit and read 20 minutes per day. You'll be super good. Market is in a high demand. People are getting 180% salary hike, 200% salary hike. Materialize it and get a better opportunity. All right, fantastic. Let me quickly watch anything in the chat, and then I'll move off. Okay, Faisal says my Agile is not yet cleared. Faisal, if you are part of this February class batches, we are yet to start the Agile sessions. We'll talk a lot in the classes for PMP. Please come to PMP session. We are going to explain a lot in Agile. Okay, that helps you. Right, fantastic, great.
Hello. Yeah,
please.
Shriram, Asuma here. So in Agile planning, you said that we have we have the product release and sprint planning, right? So the people who we are going to discuss these plannings, is it going to vary? I mean, are we going to discuss this planning with all the team members, like as in stakeholders and Scrum team and the development team and the BAs and everyone there? Or is it going to change the people who are going to be involved in this planning?
Okay. Now, answer your question. Think from the perspective of a bank. It's an American Express Bank. American Express Bank want to do something for their automation system, a big thing they want to do. Now, if they want to do the product and the vision of that, do they need all the team members, or the American Express business team can sit and do this properly?
Yeah, the business team can do this.
Can do properly. Yeah. So first thing is start from there. They will invite. I mean, if you are a service company, you are yet to come to the picture itself. It will be from the product management team. In SAFE, they call us epic owners or product owners, business owners. They only first sit and talk. In American Express, we want to automate all this process in next 3 years of time. They'll do that. Now they'll invite people like a project manager from Accenture, Wipro, Infosys to give ideas. But the major upper hand will be with these guys, right? Now, the level of product designing, level of release level, when it comes to release level, chances are some of the core engineers or Scrum people or product owners will come into picture, because they need to have a trade-off between the technical and risk factor involved in implementing this. If they're going to tell release one, logically they have to group some item in release one, right? Who will tell this? So you need a trade-off between these guys. They will tell, sir, this is good, this is good. For that reason, you need these people. So for the product portfolio visioning, it's purely with American Express. When it comes to the releasing, chances are you may have some experts from Accenture start contributing there. Right? Can happen. Then comes the next layer of people. Hope you got that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
All right, great. I see one question from Edwin before we close the day. Which agile methodology we need to use if a team works for new functionality development and production issue? All right. So there is no hard rule which methodology has to be used. It's purely dependent on customers' timeline and their response factor. In the sense, if they feel that they can respond very regularly, they usually follow the sprint or iteration methodology. And your team also capable of having a plan. According to the plan, they can work for a sprint. It's good. If not, people prepare this Kanban model. What is Kanban model? Kanban model is a flow-based model. You will pick up the work as and when the work is completed. See, it's not about your company deciding something. You have to again think from the originating company. Are they also ready to interact with you regularly? So based on that, you'll go for it. Okay. And you're telling that new development functionality and production issue, both are different segment. You should not mix both. New functionality is a different segment where we use your shorter time scale to release value to the market. Production is a issue based, ticket based. Ticket based means what? There is a HP service center. Somebody calls HP, hey, I have my laptop issue. That's the issue. They'll receive the call, put in the ticket system. Ticket says ticket 1, 2, 3, 4. Only when the service guy completes the third ticket, will pick up the fourth ticket. It's called Kanban model, ticketing model, it will go. So we should not mix both. Both are different. Depending on your customer's response time, their preference only method should be chosen. If you force something on them, it will not work. You have to collaborate and understand. Hope it helps you. All right, fantastic, great. All right, great guys. Thanks a lot for being here. And let's catch up on next Friday with a new topic. And leave your comments and feedback in this YouTube channel and let know any other topic you feel like to listen, and we'll try to bring up those content for you. Thanks for being with us and catch you soon. Be safe and take good care. Catch you all. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you, Shri. Thanks, Sriram.
Thank you.
Thanks, Shriram. Have a